Never been to the Ming Dynasty frescoes to preserve the most complete temple fans tour? Today take you along with a full tour of Beijing Fahai Temple, so that you immerse yourself in the whole 180-degree no-death angle, feel the charm of the distant past. First of all, enter a small and exquisite stone bridge with 4 ancient cypress trees on it, on which you can enjoy the beautiful scenery around. It is said that these 4 cypress trees are growing inside the bridge hole and do not have their roots rooted in the soil. The 4 cypress trees are all growing inside the bridge hole, and there is no root system inside the soil. After the bridge, to the right up the hill all the way forward, you can see the upward steps. The face is the door, that is, the Vajra Hall. Vajra Hall is the outermost building of Fahai Temple and the landmark of the entire temple. It uses a colorful glazed tile roof to form an octagonal plan structure, and you can admire the 4-character plaque of Fahai Zen Temple hanging on the gate. After entering the temple from the gate, you can see a pavilion on each side, the Bell Pavilion and the Drum Pavilion respectively. The Bell Pavilion used to be hung with a large bronze bell with a dragon button, weighing more than 1 ton. The Drum Pavilion is placed with a wooden drum, with a diameter of more than 2 meters, which was once struck or pounded regularly every morning and evening to show the ritual of Buddha or to tell the time needed, and is now preserved indoors. In between the 2 pavilions there are 2 huge stone tablets standing, respectively, Fahai Zen Temple Monument and Fahai Zen Temple Restoration Monument. These 2 tablets record in detail the major events and changes that have taken place in Fahai Temple from the Jin Dynasty to the Qing Dynasty, and are also inscribed with many poems or inscriptions by famous people. On the front side, the Tianwan Hall towers over the steps and is very spectacular. The Hall of Heavenly Kings is one of the main halls of worship at Fahai Temple, and inside it are enshrined digital images of the 4 heavenly kings, Vairocana Bodhisattva and other deities, in addition to the statue of Maitreya Buddha, the most striking of which is the 9 dragons playing with pearls painted on the ceiling, which shines golden in the sunlight. After passing through the Hall of Heavenly Kings, you will come to the vast and neat courtyard in front of the Dakshinbeo Hall, where you will be greeted by 2 white pines, over 1,000 years old, with strange shapes and interlocking branches, known as the first ancient pines in the capital. These 2 ancient pines are the treasures of Fahai Temple, and they are also the cultural relics protection units of Beijing. It is said that these 2 ancient pines were once cut down during the Jin Dynasty, but then miraculously grew back and sprouted many new branches. These new branches intertwined with the old ones, creating a unique landscape. The Dakshinbeo Hall is the most solemn and sacred hall of Fahai Temple, and within it are enshrined 3 statues of Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, Medicine Buddha, and Amitabha Buddha. All 3 statues were cast or made during the Ming Dynasty and are more than 6 meters tall. Behind the 3 Buddha statues is a huge back screen with images of 24 heavenly deities and 18 lohans. In addition, the Dakshinbeo Hall has a special feature, which is the frescoes painted on its interior walls. These murals, 46 in total, depict Buddhist stories, historical figures, flora and fauna, and other subjects with bright colors, smooth lines, reasonable compositions, and unique styles. They are the best preserved Ming Dynasty murals in the country and are classified as National Cultural Relics Protection Units. If you want to enjoy these murals, please make a reservation and pay a fee in advance. On either side of the Dakshinbeo Hall are the Zhelang Hall and the Ancestor Hall. The Hall of Zhelang was originally a place for monks to chant sutras and teach Dharma, and is still displaying the authentic remnants of the corresponding architectural relics, including a large bronze bell with a dragon button, inscribed with more than 8,000 words of the Heart Sutra of Paramitha and Vajra Sutra canonical mantras inside and outside. Very precious. The Hall of the Ancestors is dedicated to the statues of the ancestors of various generations of monks and their relics, and also displays many precious and rare scriptures, magic tools, spices, and so on. Continuing to the north, you will come to the Medicine Buddha Hall, which has a spectacular modern craft painting of 3 bodhisattvas, namely Suijitsu Guanyin, Puyin Guanyin, and Wenshu Guanyin. These 3 bodhisattvas are the most wise and compassionate bodhisattvas in Buddhism, and each has different magical powers and magical abilities. On both sides of the Medicine Buddha Hall are the Abbot's Room and the Buddha Selection Hall. The Abbot's Room is where the highest-ranking monks in the temple live and work, with paintings and artifacts on display inside, while the Buddha Selection Room is where the temple conducts various Buddhist activities and ceremonies, with many Buddha statues of different sizes, shapes, and materials inside, currently closed to the public. There is an aisle less than 1 meter to the left of the Abbot's Room, from which you can go around to the next courtyard, which contains the Sutra Building, the east and west supporting halls, and other buildings. The Sutra Building is the place where the scriptures and documents are stored in the temple, the door of which is only half open at present, and the television inside explains the history of the temple and the value of related cultural relics. The east and west supporting halls are used to worship other gods and goddesses or to display other artifacts or artworks in the temple, and are also currently used for video explanations of the background and story of the temple. At this point, you have completed a panoramic tour of Fahai Temple, The entire non-stop takes about 15 minutes to complete the trip, but here to savor, stay an afternoon does not feel boring. I am Kanan Roll, follow me and pray for your family together.